The question really was, what do you think the importance of local diocesan newspapers are? With other media coming in, do you still think they're important to pass on information to parishioners in comparison to national newspapers and online?
Yeah, I have a very articulated view of the communication in the church and also in the society. There are local levels, there are national levels or regional or national levels, and then universal levels. And everyone has to be informed of the real problems that are on the different levels. Otherwise, you are too little in a too little field, or you are not aware of what the world of today is. And then the diocesan media are important exactly because they are the field in which the life of the community flourish, and you communicate and know the other members of the community. But you have not to limit yourself in this field. You have to be open also to the other dimension of the life from the world and of the church. And then you have to integrate, or to put links, or to put news also on the diocesan level that inform, that open the eyes on the different level, national and universal. In this sense, the service of the media and of the information from the Vatican is given to contribute to this universal perspective, because the Vatican, the Pope, is the service for the universal church. Naturally, the life of the church is also local, not all universal, but there is also this aspect of awareness of the problem of the world, and also this message of the insertion of the church in the life of the entire mankind is very important to have and to nourish. And then, in this sense, to use news or contribution, video news, or elements that comes from the Vatican media helps the local media to open themselves to this wider horizon. And this is exactly what we do with our service. We do our service not think that we are giving all what is important for the Christian life. We give this service to open the eyes, the mind, the spirit to the problem of the universal church, and in this sense the service of the Pope, the words of the Pope, his teaching is essential in the life, for the daily life also of the Christian.
It's kind of a connected question too. Obviously there's the local newspapers and the social media they use too. And there's also blogging, and I know they have a conference on the 2nd of May. How do you think that plays into what you do in media as a whole, that the fact that there's this kind of insurgence of quite a few bloggers that comment and share Catholic news?
Yeah, I think this meeting was interesting and important to demonstrate the awareness that we have also here in the Vatican of the evolution of the communication in the world. We know that we propose with the Vatican media important stuff of information, news and so on, but there is also the need to comment this, to insert this contribution that we give in the life of the community, through commentaries, to sharing news, perspectives, and so on. And in this sense, I think the bloggers give an important service that is complementary to what we are doing. With the press office, I try to give very short declaration, very clear, not to give to produce confusion in the community and in the church. But obviously, this declaration can be commented, can be reflected, and shared by different persons. And then, in this sense, we need the collaboration of many communicators on the local and community level, not only with the official media or with important newspaper, but in a more personal way. That is the reality of the network today. And then, in this sense, we are producing more elements that can be shared. For instance, the production of the daily, of the video news of the activity of the Pope that we put on YouTube is exactly to give material to be shared. Or also during the preparation of the beatification of John Paul II, we have for the first time opened a Facebook page with Vatican Radio and Vatican Television Center, because this was very, very useful to share video clips, voice, sound of John Paul II and other, and we have had a large success with this initiative. This is what is also interesting for us to continue. I am now reflecting about the possibility to encourage the different sections of Vatican Radio to open, for instance, a Facebook page in their language, so for the Lithuanian or the German, of the section, so that they can put on the Facebook page elements, video clips or sound bits, or to be shared in this big sea of the of the network. We have to learn how to be present in a very dynamic way. But here in the Vatican, we have to be aware of the need to produce the substance of what can be shared, because if you share but you have nothing substantial to share, then it is you lose time. But we have to prepare good contribution about the life of the Church, the activity of the Pope, what happens in the Church in the world, and can then be ready for the sharing, also developing, commenting of many people in the life of the Church.
What would you say in connection to that, for people like bloggers or people on Facebook that are sharing it, would you also say that there's a kind of a warning that would come with it, like the reason, the motive for sharing that content or commenting on church matters? Because I know it came up in the conference as well about the concept of ego, saying that some people's reasons for doing it. So what would you say is the best reason to comment on the news?
Yes, I think if we are motivated people in the church, in the community, then we try to give our contribution to diffuse useful contents. This I am not talking with you only to lose time in talking together, but I try to give you some useful information, and you can give me your important contents and attitudes and so on. That we have to build something together, and for this we must be aware of our responsibility in the dialogue, in the mutual dialogue, and in the dialogue of the society and of the community. And then I have to be aware that if I give a false information, then it is very difficult then to control and to avoid the bad consequences. In this sense, we have to not only to desire to chat, but to give positive and sure and true elements to share. This is a sense of important responsibility, I think, because the network is something that is marvelous but also dangerous. I think, for instance, about WikiLeaks. I think for me is like a child that has an atomic bomb in their hands and does not understand what he's doing. If you put in the network, in circulation, everything that you receive, that you have in the mind, that is very dangerous. You produce incredible confusion, and the people cannot understand what is true, what is false, and it's very difficult. And then, in this sense, I think it is good to be present, to be active, to communicate, to share, but with a strong sense of responsibility that this is something important, that I have to give something useful for the other and for the community that can receive my communication. To communicate is something that is not so superficial. It is if you give information contents and the substantial contents. This is my perspective, and in this sense, if someone desires only to let the people know that he exists, and then he can say good, bad, big lies, and then many people can speak about him. He is very happy, but this is not useful for this is dangerous in this sense. The shocking news, also, there is in our society a big tendency to shock the other, to attract attention, but this very often is not connected with a real service of communication of true information or useful information, but this is connected with doing confusion in the minds of the others.